All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. First time we've had to do this in quite a while, so please bear with me if I'm a bit rusty. It is 7:01 p.m. on the 8th of September 2025. We're now live for a tornado warning in the panhandle of Texas. This is going to be a tornado warning up in the northeastern Texas panhandle. We'll talk about where it is in just a moment. I do want to say this is southeast of the city of Perryton, moving away from the city of Perryton up in the panhandle of Texas. So this is not going to be an issue for those of you in the city of Perryton. This is going to be a tornado warning over rural portions of, I believe this is Ochiltree County. This is going to be a severe storm moving southeast at about 15 miles per hour and also capable of producing baseball to softball size hail. This is in the northeastern Texas panhandle, and this is going to be a tornado warning until 7:30 p.m. This is going to be over rural areas southeast of Perryton, about 6 miles southeast of Perryton. This technically is southeast of Perryton, may come closer to Wolf Creek Park. The reason we have that tornado warning is this very well-defined area of circulation, looking at the which way the wind's blowing mode here. This is a very well-defined couplet on the which way the wind's blowing mode. We're looking pretty high up in the storm here, but we do have 80 miles per hour moving away from the storm, or excuse me, moving away from the radar in Amarillo and about 50 towards. So we've got about 120 mile per hour gate-to-gate circulation with this nasty thunderstorm that is going to be about 6 miles southeast of the city of Perryton, moving southeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. This thunderstorm does have a history of producing baseball-sized hail, 2.75 inches in diameter, just south of the Perryton Airport. This storm is over rural portions of Ochiltree County now, southeast of Perryton. This is east of 83. This could eventually end up moving towards western portions of Lipscomb County up here in the northeastern Texas panhandle. But if this storm ends up moving more to the south, this will eventually cross 83 near maybe Highway 23. We note also a severe thunderstorm with a history of producing a tornado very near Laverne, Oklahoma right now. That storm is actually moving south-southwest at about 15 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to turn off the super high-res radar. We're going to take a look at the regional radar, and this is just to let me show you the motion. Because nothing ever occurs at a convenient time, I'm actually located right now in Huntsville, Alabama, in a hotel room hooked up to a TV. I'm in Huntsville, Alabama for the National Weather Association annual meeting. I was here giving a presentation and part of a panel the other day for digital meteorologists, digital weather influencers combined into an integrated warning team. And I mentioned that, well, it doesn't really matter what work-life balance I have scheduled, where I am. When Mama Nature's going to throw a temper tantrum, I have to, well, deal with it. So that's exactly what we're doing this evening here in, well, the 8th of September 2025. So thank you for watching. I'm going to make sure we've got this set up to the point where we have it. Going to make sure we've got a good playlist. I'm going to make sure we've got it on the website and app. Now, for 99% of you this evening across the state of Texas, this isn't going to be an issue for you. We are monitoring the northeastern Texas panhandle and the eastern Texas panhandle this evening. Those of you watching us on Facebook, YouTube, thanks for popping on in this evening. Let me know if the issue, or let me know if audio's working out well. We don't have any mid-roll ads enabled on this, by the way, so we shouldn't have any sort of monetization issues where a commercial is going to pop up in the middle of this live stream. So that is good. But we are monitoring this thunderstorm activity now. We are blessed in the sense this is pretty rural right now. It doesn't mean we don't have anyone out here who's on a ranch or cattle land out here, but at this point, we are dealing with a thunderstorm capable of producing up to softball size hail, 3 inches in diameter, moving south-southeast about 15 miles an hour. Depending on the eventual, track of this, it's possible this may make a run at Canadian down in Hemphill County, but a storm right now is only moving at about 15 miles an hour, so that wouldn't be until probably 8:30 p.m. if it makes it that long. Nevertheless, this thunderstorm is definitely going to be capable of creating quite a bit of nonsense in the hail, wind, lightning department. Elsewhere, we do have that storm in Laverne, Oklahoma, capable of producing a tornado. That's moving southwest at about 15 miles per hour. And we also have a couple of other active thunderstorms right now. Looks like a weak thunderstorm is moving into the city Dalhart from the northwest. So that storm is capable of near Dalhart, maybe some pea-sized hail. And now we have this storm about 8 miles east of the city of Perryton, moving off to the southeast at about 15 miles an hour, also capable of producing baseball-sized hail. So we've got this thrown in on the website. Pardon me eating a bar of, it's peanut butter bar. This is my dinner, apparently. Once I'm done chewing peanut butter and peanuts, I will talk about what we expect tonight. But we do not expect a widespread severe weather risk here in Texas, excluding some of the eastern Texas panhandle over the next few hours. Here's a look across Kansas, northern Oklahoma, down into the panhandle. So actually, let's switch back over to the high-res radar here. So we'll stop the loop. Red box here, that's going to be a tornado warning for Tree County up here in the northeastern panhandle. Now, we're in pretty rural areas at this point. So what I'm really doing here is I want to see how far southeast of Perryton this is. We're about 9... The area of circulation is about 9 miles. Well, let me say that again. It's kind of back there in that range. About 8 miles southeast of Perryton, moving off to the south-southeast at about 15 miles an hour. So we'll put some road names on here in just a second. See if we can't get some of those and give y'all a little better sense of where this is. But again, this is a pretty rural area out here. Beautiful part of Texas, but also quite rural. So this is County Road 24. A couple miles north of County Road U and Highway 83 out here in Tree County. And this storm's moving southeast at like 10 to 15 miles an hour. There's an update to the tornado warning now. I'll read that directly from the National Weather Service as that comes in here in just a moment. And again, we've got storm chasers out and about this evening. We have Blake Brown heading up to this storm, I believe, from the Amarillo area. We've got several storm chasers out here in northwestern Oklahoma on the storm near Laverne, Oklahoma. And as that storm tries to at least approach the Texas state line. We'll keep an eye on it and pass on reports from them. But at this point, we have no ground truth from this storm out here, minus a report of baseball-sized hail. You can see the latest velocity scan. That's a very strong little couplet right there, or a very strong area of rotation. About 97 miles per hour away from the radar in Amarillo, about 50 towards, so that's quite strong. Now, one disadvantage of what we're dealing with right now is this area is quite far away from any radar site. We are looking from the National Weather Service radar site in Amarillo, and radar beams emanate out from the radar sites in, well, a straight line. So as that radar beam gets farther and farther away from the radar site, as the Earth curves, the radar beam becomes higher up off the surface. So we're looking at about 8,500 to 9,000 feet above ground level out here southeast of Perryton. So we're not looking at the low levels of the storm. We're getting a peak at the mid levels, and with that, we are seeing very strong rotation with this right now. Coming up near County Road 24, probably 1 to 2 miles north of County Road Uniform, or U, up here in Ochiltree counties. But again, because we're looking so high up, far from the radar site, I don't want to get nitpicky on exactly where this is. The National Weather Service in Amarillo says at 7:10 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of tornado is located 5 miles northwest of Wolf Creek Park, or 9 miles southeast of Perryton, moving south at 25 miles per hour. This thunderstorm is capable of producing 2-inch diameter size hail, so the hail sizes have come down a wee bit. It was 3-inch earlier, now it's 2. We still have strong rotation being indicated with this thunderstorm moving towards Wolf Creek Park. So those of you in Wolf Creek Park out here in Ochiltree County need to go ahead and take your tornado safety precautions. It's going to be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible if you're in a sturdy site-built structure. If you are in a mobile home or trailer, I would not recommend you stay in that if you have a tornado approach your location. Otherwise, we are keeping a very close eye on this storm as it continues to move southeast across eastern parts of Ochiltree County, southeast of the city of Perryton, kind of moving slowly towards southwestern portions of Lipscomb County. And eventually, if this storm does continue, it may pose a threat to northeastern Roberts and Hemphill counties by 8 p.m. What we do have now, though, is a bit of a cell merger beginning to occur. I'll switch us back over to the... let's actually do this. If I can get this to work how I want it to without the program going yippity-boppity-boo and going bye-bye, boom-boo, I will. All right, we'll just press this. We'll do that, and I'm going to show you a timeline here just over the last hour, and I'm going to show you this storm was moving almost more to the east and southeast. We're also starting to see some new thunderstorm development occur just west of this updraft. See how we're seeing some additional storms go up in the inflow region of this thunderstorm southeast of Perryton? A couple things could happen here that could actually cause the circulation or mesocyclone with this main storm to intensify, which could increase the chance we get a spin-up tornado out of this, or we may see the increase in precipitation and these storms going up nearby kind of battle each other. Now, it would weaken all these storms and disrupt the area of rotation. Or the third possibility is that occurs, but then we see one of these new storms take over eventually and develop a new area of circulation. I bet on that one. We do note up here in portions of Ellis County, Oklahoma. Let me emphasize Ellis County, Oklahoma, not Texas. We're not talking about anything near the DFW Metroplex. We have a severe storm capable of producing a tornado and probably tennis ball size hail very near Laverne, Oklahoma. Moving south, that's going to be moving south-southwest almost towards northeastern Lipscomb County in the panhandle of Texas and Ellis County, Oklahoma, moving down Highway 283. So those of you in Follett, east of Follett on Highway 15 out towards Ellis County, Oklahoma, get ready. You've got a nasty, severe storm capable of producing a tornado tennis ball size hail and damaging straight line winds over 60 miles per hour. These storms are moving south at about 15, so they're not moving real quick, but they are most certainly capable of producing significant severe weather. Reason we have all this ongoing is we have weak northwesterly flow aloft at about 30 miles an hour in combination with, plenty of tropical moisture, instability. It's still summer after all. It may not feel like it the last few days, but it is. We are dealing with just enough oomph and energy to allow for more organized storms again. We have enough wind shear to support rotating, well-organized, longer-lived thunderstorms, and, well, clearly we're getting the repercussions of that with up to baseball-size hail, damaging straight-line winds, and, yeah, we even do have a tornado warning here in the Panhandle in Ochiltree County. This is remaining east of Highway 83 for now, south of Highway 15. If you are in the town of Perryton, you're clear. Twitchell, Huntoon, and Booker, you're clear for now. Can't rule out more storms later, but you're fine now. Those of you in Wolf Creek Park are in danger of this thunderstorm as it moves southeast. We do also note a flash flood warning has been issued now. A flash flood warning has been issued for this area. This flash flood warning does not include the communities of Booker, Perryton, Highway 15, but it does include County Road U, County Road 24, and Highway 83, along with Highway 23 out in western Lipscomb County, because this storm is producing quite a bit of heavy rain and is not moving all that quickly. So, do want to take a moment to thank our moderators who have graciously jumped on, helping us out this evening with this activity. So we have two severe storms we're monitoring right now. We have a severe storm capable of producing a tornado, large hail damaging winds, now approaching Wolf Creek Park, about 10 miles southeast of the city of Perryton, up in Ochiltree County, here in the northeastern Texas Panhandle. Big, black, scary, bold line here is the Texas state line. In Laverne, Oklahoma, we have a severe storm moving south-southwest, and we have a new storm going up pretty quick here near Slapout on Highway 270 in the Panhandle of Oklahoma in Beaver County, Oklahoma. Those storms are moving south, almost south-southwest, which means we're going to have to deal with it. So those of you in Lipscomb County, Follett, Magoon, east to Shattuck, Oklahoma, be ready for severe thunderstorms capable of producing very large hail, damaging winds, and yes, the possibility of a tornado exists. That's why we're live this evening here on the 8th of September, 2025. Remember, we try our darndest. When we have tornado warnings in any of the 254 counties of Texas, we try very hard to provide live coverage. We're not perfect. Goodness gracious knows we miss some events, but we're here for this, so remember that. We cover big and small, and we cover all 254 counties of y'all. So, now that I've got the radio voice on, let's press some buttons. We're going to switch back now to the high-res radar. And again, if you want to track these storms, you can do that in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, or you download apps for your device. We've also got radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. All right, so let me circle the storms we're watching. Thank you, Scott. Watching a couple circulations here. Two of the three of these storms are still in Oklahoma, but moving towards Lipscomb County, Texas. One of these storms is now about 10 miles southeast of the city of Perryton in Moultrie County, moving very slowly southeast towards southwestern portions of Lipscomb County and northwestern portions of Hemphill County. Let's zoom out and let me show you what we have going on. I'm going to switch back to the statewide view. We'll take a look at the radar, and guess what? As you can see, we have literally nothing going on in 95 to 98% of Texas. We have a beautiful, warmer but beautiful day across a vast majority of the state, but we do have issues in the northeastern Texas panhandle. You can see storms from near Dumas, north of Amarillo, north of Vega to Dalhart. Those have dissipated. We have what's called anvil debris left over now. We have severe thunderstorms northern Oklahoma. One approaching Enid, Oklahoma from Pond Creek. It's running down 81. We've got a severe storm west Alva, Oklahoma. We've got a severe storm near Laverne, Oklahoma, moving towards riding down 283 towards Shattuck. And we also now have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out. This is going to be a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So let's go ahead and talk about this. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds and baseball to softball size hail. So let's talk about this here. Let me zoom in. This severe thunderstorm warning includes portions of Moultrie, Lipscomb, Hemphill, and Roberts County. Let me go ahead and zoom out. And again, there's not many communities out here, which is why we're not seeing many town names. But let me go ahead and read what the Weather Service has issued. A severe storm warning for southwestern Lipscomb, northern Roberts, northwestern Hemphill, and central Moultrie counties in the panhandle of Texas. At 7:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Wolf Creek Park, 16 miles southeast of Perryton, moving south at 15 to 15 miles per hour. This thunderstorm is capable of producing 3-inch hail, 3-inch diameter size hail, which is larger than the size of a baseball, and hurricane force winds over 80 miles per hour. So this is going to be moving south, and for now remaining over rural portions of Moultrie County, moving towards southwestern Lipscomb County, northwestern Hemphill County, and northern portions of Roberts County. I'd advise no travel on Highway 83 going southeast out of the city of Perryton or northwest out of the city of Canadian. I'd recommend no travel on Highway 23 between Highway 15 and Highway 83. And eventually, if this continues, this storm may end up being an issue for the city of Canadian in the next 1 hour. As you can see, if I were to loop this here, and I will, I may blow the radar halfway to Dodge City by doing it this way, but all right, how about we do this? Let's not try to do it that way. Give me just a second. Let's do it this way. You can see this storm, we originally had, discrete supercell there, a couple miles north of the Wolf Creek Park, about 7 miles southeast of Perryton. That thunderstorm has now evolved into a larger, high precipitation supercell as we've had new updrafts go up on the inflow and gestation line for this. Just west of the storm, those have, for all intent and purposes, merged with the severe storm, and now we have a big, bad, very mad, high precipitation supercell doing its darndest to drop baseball size hail or larger and hurricane force winds over 80 miles an hour. Let me zoom out. Again, Amarillo, you have no issues from this. Pampa, nothing anytime soon. Wheeler, in a couple hours, if this, it might. And we've also got some storms up here developing pretty quick. We've got a new storm going up pretty quick now, southeast of Elmwood, Oklahoma. That's going to be about, 10 miles northeast of Booker, Texas, moving towards Derazit and Follett. Yeah, I know I didn't pronounce that right, by the way. Some things you're just not going to get right for me, and that's one of them. We have a severe storm now near the intersection of Highway 283 and Highway 270, west of May, there in Harper County, Oklahoma. That's slowly moving down Highway 283, could impact northeastern portions of Lipscomb County. Otherwise, if I were to zoom over here, you could see northwestern Oklahoma, southwestern Kansas are having a fun evening. um, with numerous severe thunderstorms. So, I mean, keep in mind, I know we're talking 4 counties in Texas out of 254 right now, but guess what? We said if we have tornado warnings in Texas, we're going to be here for you. In this case, we also have a destructive severe thunderstorm capable of producing baseball to softball size hail, winds of 80 miles an hour. So we'd be here too for that. I realize we probably have more cows and livestock out here than humans, but guess what? All lives matter. And I know we were quite busy earlier this year with some pretty nasty tornadic supercells in this part of the panhandle, which means folks are probably a bit, I don't know if the word gun shy is what I'm looking for, but folks are nervous. So that's why we're here and keeping y'all updated, at least doing our best. So I do appreciate each and every one of you for helping us out here. All right. So what I'm going to do some housekeeping real quick. And again, I'm actually at a weather conference in Huntsville, Alabama. Doing this from a hotel room, just like I did earlier this spring from a hotel room at a different conference. At least this one's got a nice TV setup and a decent office chair, but well, that's just life for you. So, again, it just goes to show those who may be weather weenies and are watching that, yeah, if you think this is a life of glamour and etc., it's not. There is no life outside of this, really. You have to be ready on a dime to pop in and do work. Even if, well, right now I'm supposed to be downstairs at a social event with about 150 other meteorologists, emergency managers, and weather professionals, but that's why we're here, you know. You can't pick the days. Mama Nature wants to be mischievous, so we're here for you. We're here with a severe thunderstorm warning for Oltree, Hemp Hill, Roberts, and Lipscomb counties. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing damaging straight line winds, very large hail, and maybe even a brief tornado. All right, send that out now. Benefit of geolocation notifications in our mobile app is I'm able to send out the live stream link to folks in our free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app in this specific vicinity. So, assuming that works correctly, and it usually does, about 133,000 of you are not going to be getting a notification, while some of you in this area will. Like I said, there's not too many people up here, but we actually have a decent number of folks who have downloaded our free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, which, by the way, you can do by scanning that cute QR code above my big, bald, shiny head, and, you know, enabling that location, which allows us to send you a notification in addition to the weather radars, etc., in app. So, all right, we no longer have a tornado warning for Oltree County. We do now have a report of 3.5-inch diameter size hail from 6:52 p.m., 4 miles east of Perryton. So that is, for all intent and purposes, softball size hail now, confirmed with this thunderstorm earlier, 4 miles east of Perryton. And that was from likely the Oltree County emergency manager. I'm not sure if Perryton itself has an emergency manager. I know usually they are county based out here. So it is most likely the Oltree County emergency manager confirmed 3.5-inch diameter size hail from this storm a bit earlier when it was about 4 miles east southeast of Perryton. Those of you in Perryton, we were very fortunate in the sense that this storm popped up southeast of town, and that's where it got all gun-ho. So we have no tornado warnings in Texas right now, but we do definitely have a very nasty, severe thunderstorm moving southeast towards the city of Canadian. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to keep live streams going, but we are going to take a quick break, and we're going to be doing updates about every 10 minutes. So we're going to be back here at 7:40 p.m. with your next severe weather update. Sooner if necessary. Again, we have no tornado warnings, but we do have dangerous severe storms up here, so we're going to keep the live coverage going. We're going to be back here in about, let's do about 6 minutes. We'll be back here at 7:37 with your next Texas severe weather update as we monitor dangerous severe thunderstorms moving across the northeastern portions of the panhandle of Texas.
Catching on
Yeah, bound to forget that from time to time. Thank you, y'all. All right, so I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, 7:38 here on the 8th of September, 2025. No tornado warnings in Texas right now, but we do have nasty storms with a history of producing softball-sized hail just southeast of Perryton. That storm's now on Highway 83, well southeast of Perryton, northwest of Canadian, generally moving south towards northeastern Roberts County and northwestern Hemphill County. We have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Catesby, Oklahoma. That is about 9 miles northeast of Follett, Texas. This storm is about 2 miles inside of Oklahoma, moving south-southwest. So it may scoot southeast into parts of far northeastern Lipscomb County. And that may require a tornado warning. Just had a report of a tornado 2 minutes ago, very near this area with this storm near Shattuck. So again, this storm does have a history of producing a tornado in the last few minutes. That is like 2 miles inside of Ellis County, Oklahoma, moving south. It may try to skirt into far eastern Lipscomb County with any sort of southwesterly trajectory. Otherwise, 283 down to Shattuck is in danger in western Ellis County, Oklahoma. In Texas, we have two storms we're watching. We have got this severe storm northeast of Booker, northwest of Derazete by about 7 miles, moving southeast at about 30 miles an hour. That could move into Follett and Derazete with large hail, could be golf ball size hail in the next 30 minutes. This storm currently in Oultree County, moving south at about 15 miles an hour now, about 13 to 15 miles southeast of Perryton. The potential for this storm to produce baseball-size hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds. So destructive severe storm. This is generally going to be moving southeast towards Canadian, but it is still like 25 miles from Canadian, so over an hour away, at least the worst of it. But if it continues, those of you in the city of Canadian, we could have a problem with this by 9 p.m. So definitely would not advise travel on Highway 83 northwest of Canadian, southeast of Perryton. That's producing softball-size hail. And we're also watching other storms up here in the northeastern panhandle. The rest of Texas is quiet. We have no storms out west anymore. We had some storms drop some quarter-size hail in Dalhart 2 hours ago near 5:45 p.m. Central Time. It's currently 7:45 Central. Those storms dissipated. The cap came in and squished them just like it squished my hairline a long time ago. So we have a couple of severe storms in the northeastern Texas panhandle, but, this is, at this point, east of a line from Spearman to Pampa, north of Wheeler. Nothing else right now. So what I want to do, let's take a look. We're going to clear everything off the map. I want to take a look at the high-resolution rapid refresh model over the next few hours. First off, we're going to have to see if it has any idea what's going on right now, because if it doesn't, well, it's not real useful to use because bad data in is bad data out. Just like you eat a bad dinner, you're going to have some bad stuff come out. Same principle applies to this, just in a far less, disgusting descriptor, but I'm a Baldy-in-Chief, and sometimes you just gotta call it like it is. So we're going to load this. I want to show you what this model shows at 8 p.m. And you can see, now, yes, it's like 25 miles too far south with these storms right now. But in terms of what we're seeing, it's not doing too bad. So I'm going to load this from about 9 p.m. through 2 a.m. And guess what? You can see this does get storms all the way down to Interstate 40 this evening. So places like Pampa, Canadian, Wheeler, Shamrock, Groom, McLean, LaForce, Mobeti, Laketon, Heaton, Miami. Guess what? You may get some storms tonight with large hail damaging winds and, severe weather. So that is what we expect with that. But again, you can see the rest of the panhandle looking pretty quiet, and that goes for the rest of Texas as well. So what we're going to do, Again, no tornado warnings in Texas right now, so we're going to be back here at 7:50. That is about 6.5 minutes from now, with continuing severe weather coverage. And again, if we have something happen before 7:50, we'll be back. But until then, we'll leave you with the music, we'll leave you with the live radar, and we'll be back here in less than 7 minutes with your next Texas severe weather update. As always, we welcome you to download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app and get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, live severe weather coverage, and more. Again, we'll be back here in about 6 minutes now with your next update. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, just like I said, we'd be back if something happened, and it did. We now have a tornado warning for northeastern Lipscomb County. In the panhandle of Texas, this tornado warning does include the community of Follett. This includes Highway 15. This includes Magoon. This is going to be a tornado warning for a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado on the Texas-Oklahoma state line. Now, coming up on Highway 15, this thunderstorm actually has a new circulation a little farther north now. This is going to be in the southeastern part of Beaver County, Beaver County, up here in the panhandle of Oklahoma. So that circulation is going to be about 7 miles north of 15, about 11 miles northeast of Follett, moving south at about 20. We also have a remnant circulation. That's going to be coming up closer to Highway 15 now, about 5 miles east of Follett. So again, we did have a report about 15 minutes ago of a tornado down with this. We have not had any reports of a tornado down, but again, we may have a tornado in progress very near the Texas-Oklahoma state line, approaching Highway 15 near Follett, a couple miles east of Follett, here in the northeastern panhandle of Texas. So, again, with that in mind, we'll be back here in 3 minutes with continuing severe weather coverage, as this still looks like it's in Oklahoma, but it may try to skirt into far eastern parts of Lipscomb County. We'll be back in just a moment with continuing severe weather coverage. back. We've got a new tornado warning now. This is going to be back for our storm we've been monitoring back in Moultrie County. So we'll get back to it. So we have two tornado warnings in the state of Texas now, both in the northeastern panhandle. We have a tornado warning for northeastern portions of Lipscomb County. And now we have a tornado warning for a new circulation back on one of these new western cells that has developed. This is going to be back a couple miles south of the Highway 70, Highway 83 split-off. This circulation is about 8 miles south of the city of Perryton. You can see how that cell kind of has reformed farther west now on Highway 70. So we now have a tornado warning for southern Moultrie County until 8:30 p.m. This is going to be a severe storm capable of producing a tornado 9 miles southeast of Farnsworth or 9 miles south of Perryton. Moving south at 20 miles per hour. That is 20 miles per hour. The potential exists for large hail and damaging winds as well. So again, this is a tornado warning until 8:30 p.m. for southern Moultrie County, about 9 miles south of the city of Perryton, moving down Highway 70. So we'd advise no travel south of Perryton on Highway 70 into northern Roberts County, passing the Vista Ranch Airport. We'd advise no travel between Canadian and Perryton on Highway 83 unless you want your car looking like a golf ball with hail dents and damage. We also have a tornado warning now for a storm that looks like it is trying to stay in Oklahoma. This is northeastern Lipscomb County, including Magoon and Follett. But that storm seems to be staying in Oklahoma now, barely, by like 2 miles. So those of you on the state line, Highway 15, Lipscomb County to Ellis County, Oklahoma, that storm is capable of producing a spinny doom doom. So clearly, Mama Nature's throwing a early season, I mean the fall season, the cool season. It may still be astronomically or whatever summer, but meteorologically, we're acting like fall, and that's why we have, tornadic supercells dropping softball-sized hail in the panhandle of Texas 8 days into September. It's probably because I'm at a weather conference in Alabama, but, you got to do what you got to do, and, well, hooking up to a TV in a hotel room to remote into your primary production machine across the country to get severe weather coverage out seems like something that happens to me all the time now. So it is what it is, and we do thank you for joining us. I realize for 98 to 99% of you in the beautiful great state of Texas, you're asking what the heck I am talking about in terms of severe weather. It is dry, it is hot, or in some cases, it's not so hot. It will be in a few days again, mind you, but we do have a decent fall air mass in place for some, especially going into tonight with drier air. But we have weak northwesterly flow aloft right now at about 20 to 30 miles an hour, and that is just enough wind aloft to help push some of the precipitation out of the updraft region of these thunderstorms, allowing them to essentially, instead of being popcorn storms where they go up, rain themselves out within an hour, they are able to throw the rain away from the updraft region. They're able to maintain an influx and inflow of warm, unstable air, and alas, longer-lived storms, just like we had in spring. Funny how that works, right? The seasons don't really matter anymore in terms of this. It's just when the ingredients are in place. Since, we've done tornado coverage the day after Christmas. Well, a couple times now, actually. 2024, 2015. And then, well, the end of 2024, we did 3 tornado days from Christmas Eve through after Christmas, etc. All right, looks like we've got a new flash flood warning coming out now. It's probably going to be for this storm on Highway 70. You can see that flash flood warning runs from Highway 70 down to Highway 83 to near the Canadian town limits. Okay, so this storm, we have a tornado warning for the eastern storm near Gatesby, Oklahoma. That's going to be on Highway 15, just near Highway 283. That is going to be passing east of Follett. Follett, I'll be honest, if you're in the community of Follett, you're fine. I'm not really worried about you getting hit by a tornado from this storm. Now, you got other storms, and, if Mother Nature wanted to be spiteful and a mean thing, she would probably throw out a tornado from one of these other storms. But at this point, that's not an issue. Knock on wood, it stays that way because Mother Nature is a fickle, mean thing sometimes. Whenever I try to encourage folks that it's okie dokie, she'll find a way to give me a headache and me dum dum, which is why I am gonna need some gum gum. All right, so again, Follett, you're okay. If you're near Magoon, Texas, up in northeastern Lipscomb County, to near Catesby, Oklahoma, to north of Shattuck, Oklahoma, on 283 in Ellis County, Oklahoma, you are under threat of this storm. And again, here's a look from the radar site. We're looking quite a ways off, but you can see that area of rotation still about probably 2 to 3 miles inside Oklahoma, near or just south of Highway 15, slowly moving south-southeast. Now, back out here on Highway 70, about 12 miles south of Perryton. Here's a look at this storm. You can see big, bad, very mad. We have a very slow-moving storm dropping all sorts of heavy rain. And hail, mind you, but a lot of heavy rain and flooding. That's why we had the flash flood warnings out here south of Perryton, northwest of Canadian. This is going to be a storm with, well, strong rotation, which is why we've got that tornado warning out here in southern Old Tree County. In fact, here is the which way the wind's blowing mode. You can see that pocket of rotation that popped up there near Highway 70. That's going to be coming up shortly on... Let's see if we can get lucky with the road names out here. Half the time, this thing does not want to show road names. I mean, you've got, this is 70 right here. Let's find an east-west road. Pretty please, give me a nice road. What was that, Road Zulu? So, coming up to County Road Zulu, Highway 70, south of County Road Uniform, moving south at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. This storm is capable of producing 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, could even see up to baseball-sized hail. So that's the which way the wind's blowing mode for pockets of rotation. Back over to the how hard it's raining mode, and you can see this radar is lit up like a literal traffic signal at this point with red, yellow, and green because we have a tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, and a flash flood warning. So, you know what? If some of y'all need driver's ed, you can look at this map and be like, green means don't go. Yellow means don't go. Red means uh-oh. So, in that sense of the word, I'd make a funny YouTube short, noted for later. We encourage folks not to be going down 70 south of Perryton, and really don't want folks on 83 right now from the 70-83 split off south of Perryton all the way down to Canadian. You can see that hail core is becoming more defined, intense on radar, so there's probably some baseball-sized hail nuggets falling right now northwest of Canadian on Highway 83 near County Road U and southeast of the 70-83 split off. And again, looking out, there is nothing else going on in Texas. No storms anywhere else in the panhandle right now. Now, we got storms out the wazoo in Oklahoma. Enid, Oklahoma's got a severe storm. We've got a storm dropping baseball-sized hail west of Alva, Oklahoma there, near Targan on Highway 64. That's moving towards Winoka. But that is a Oklahoma thing. We, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are focused on the great Lone Star State because that is our mandate. Yes, I don't do coverage for 2 months, and I get to make rhymes like there's no tomorrow, which, if you don't turn around, don't drown, there probably will be a tomorrow. Or vice versa, dyslexic version. If you do not listen to the advice of turn around, don't drown, there may not be a tomorrow. There we go. That made sense somewhere. All right, so that's what we have going on right now as we approach the 8 o'clock hour. Let me check, make sure we don't have any super duper reports. All right, we'll be keeping an eye out for storm chaser Blake Brown. He is up here now, taking a look at this storm. As he approaches this storm from the west. If we end up getting some content from him in a bit, we will show you here. All right. It appear we have drunk meteorologists outside our door trying to get in because they're on the wrong floor. All right, so here is the storm. This is in southern Moultrie County, moving south-southeast about 25 miles an hour. This probably is making a run towards Canadian. Those of you in Canadian, nasty-looking storm. We could have hail now almost about 12 miles northwest of Canadian. So Canadian, I would definitely be ready for some hail here by probably 8:30. Just to be safe, it may be closer to 9 if the storm doesn't weaken or deviate farther south. But at this point, those of you in Canadian are about to have an issue with hail. This was last year, and we were still dealing with the new burn scar from the Smokehouse Creek fire. I would definitely be concerned about some modest debris flows. But hopefully we've had enough brush grow back by now to prevent a lot of significant burn scar flooding in any of the canyons out here, or bar ditches. But keep that in mind if we're getting super duper heavy rain out here. That we are going to get some street flooding and some pretty quick rises on streams, creeks, ponds and cow pasture, stuff like that. All right. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this because these storms are going to keep probably moving south over the next hour and a half. So folks from, northeast of Pampa up to Miami to Canadian, northwest of Wheeler, heads up. We need to be mindful that these storms are probably going to be keeping some rambunctious activity going with the potential for big hail, maybe even a bit of a tornado threat. So we're going to be mindful of that. Thank you, Scott. Again, we have amazing moderators helping me maintain situational awareness. All right, so let's take a look at this. So again, if you're in Follett, this storm is staying to your east. Now, there is a new storm that's trying to develop a bit farther west near Slapout, Oklahoma again. That is going to be moving into far, far northeastern Lipscomb County, Texas. That thing's got a hail core. We also have a storm going up over Derazit there on Highway 23, west of Highway 305. That could bring hail into parts of, Lipscomb, Texas, Lipscomb County. So we've got a couple of storms out here now, a few, if we want to be technical, that we are keeping a close eye on. These storms generally moving south-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to look over some data, and we'll be back at 8:10 p.m. Sooner if something breaks with continuing severe weather coverage up here in the northeastern parts of the Panhandle of Texas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening at 8:11 p.m. here on the 8th of September, 2025. We're monitoring scattered severe thunderstorms moving across the northeastern Texas panhandle. This activity is generally moving south-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. The potential for these storms to produce large hail up to the size of maybe golf balls, tennis balls, and damaging straight line winds over 70 miles per hour. We also have a couple tornado warnings. We've got a tornado warning on a storm that is east of Follett up here in the northeastern parts of Lipscomb County. That is a circulation that was in Oklahoma. We're seeing a new one try to develop now due north of Follett, and that one is going to be an issue for Follett and northeastern Lipscomb County, so we need to watch that carefully. Second storm with a circulation is going to be this one northwest of Canadian, moving southeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. This storm is capable of producing golf ball to 2-inch diameter size hail. And damaging winds over 70 miles an hour. We also have the potential of a tornado with this, a tornado warning through 8:30 p.m. for southern Moultrie County. At 8:07 p.m., we had a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 10 miles west of Wolf Creek Park, 16 miles south of Perryton, moving south at 20 miles per hour. It's going to be the threat of large hail, damaging winds, maybe a tornado, dangerous cloud to ground lightning, and flash flooding. Flash flood warnings are in effect from just southeast of Perryton all the way down now to almost Canadian. Otherwise, we have activity ongoing in northern parts of Lipscomb County. We've got a storm near Derazete, Highway 23. That has probably at least quarter hail and damaging winds. All right. And that storm moving southeast. We've got a third storm now just north of Follett that we're starting to see some indication of rotation on. And that's going to be just north of town, moving southeast. Again, some mid-level rotation with that. I can't rule out some issues. The Weather Service maintains a tornado warning for far northeastern Lipscomb County until about 8:30 p.m. Looks like we've got a new big bad, okay, that's the Oklahoma side, severe thunderstorm warning. So let me see what we've got here. And I try to pull this up. Excuse me, it has been a day. Just try to pull up some visual media for y'all. This is going to be from Storm Chaser Blake Brown. This is going to be on the storm south of Perryton now, northwest of Canadian. This was a couple minutes ago. This is about probably 13, 15 miles south of Perryton. You can see standard oil jack, supercell storm. You can see some striations with that, some lightning, a lot of scud clouds. That's clouds rising from ground level up. That's just moisture condensing. So that's a pretty sweet view from Storm Chaser Blake Brown. And thank him for that. Let's go ahead and throw this in a monitor up top here. We'll keep a very close eye on that. All right, so here's the radar. You can see storms galore right now. Let's just talk about what we have. I'm going to stop the loop. And let's just talk about what's going on. I have a severe storm riding down Highway 83. That storm is going to probably be in Canadian by 9 p.m. with the potential for large hail, damaging straight line winds, heavy rain, and, the threat of a tornado is not zero. Haven't had any recent reports, but we're going to have to watch it carefully. And just like we're going to have to watch these other storms carefully, here's the which way the wind's blowing mode. You can see there is some rotation still back here on Highway 70, like 15 miles south of Perryton. Watching this storm northwest of Derazit, a little bit of rotation showing up in the mid-levels. Not a lot, but enough that I'm interested. Unfortunately, we're looking at like 11,000 feet above ground level out here because the closest radar is in Amarillo. These storms are moving south-southeast at 15 to 20 miles an hour. Still a tornado warning in effect for northeastern parts of Lipscomb County until 8:30 p.m. That was originally for this storm approaching Shattuck, but we'll just keep an eye on it. So there is some rotation actually showing up here decently well now, just northeast of Follett by about 2.5 miles. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. I mean, all these storms are an environment where we could get quick little spin up, and to be honest, the low-level radar coverage out here is not good. So, I learned my lesson several years ago when we had that tornado near Perryton that moved into Perryton. We did not have a good radar look at that. So we'll respect that. But again, we got severe storms out the wazoo right now. From northwest of Canadian to up into Lipscomb County, just north of Follett. Back west on Highway 23 to Derazit. All these storms are moving southeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model while I quickly also say we're not having any issues anywhere else in Texas tonight outside of the northeastern panhandle. So summer continues on for y'all, but let's go ahead, switch over to the her, and I want to see what it is showing. So let's go ahead and load this. All right. I'm going to run this from 9 p.m. through about 3 a.m. You can see this thing keeps storms going for a couple more hours. Suggests they may eventually make it down to I-40. But that is far from a guarantee. Look at this footage real quick. Okay. So that is what the radar looks like right now. We'll switch back over to the real-time radar. So we have that tornado warning in northeastern Lipscomb County. That's going to be for Follett and Magum. I'm going to show you how radar can play a trick on you sometimes. Now, I'm going to switch you over to the velocity. Now, looking at this, you would think we have something very bad going on just northwest of Follett, right? I'm going to even turn on this. We're looking at 13,000 feet. Let me show you what one tool you can use is. Let's look up and tilt. Here's 17,000 feet. You can see far less evident. Now, let's look at this. Big bright blue against bright red, right? You'd think, uh-oh. Let's look at the reflectivity. Yeah, it's in an area of precipitation, but again, we're looking at 13,500 feet. And there's a good chance that's just a radar blip, a derp. If not, well, there's something pretty bad happening right there. We've got a new tornado warning, and, well, the Weather Service may agree with that. Okay, we've got a new tornado warning. This is going to be east of Booker, west of Derazit. Is going to be with the storm moving southeast. So this is going to be a tornado warning now until 9 p.m. So it's a tornado warning now until 9 p.m. We'll talk about the who, what, when, why, how. It's going to be northwestern Lipscomb County. So northeastern Lipscomb County, your tornado warning goes away here in a few minutes. Northwestern Lipscomb County, you have a new tornado warning that now runs until 9 p.m. A severe storm capable of producing a tornado 3 miles east of Booker, 17 miles northwest of Lipscomb, moving southeast at 20. This storm's also capable of producing probably golf ball to tennis ball size hail. Now that velocity is still there. I have to wonder. So again, this tornado warning runs just east of Booker, just west of Derazit. This tornado warning includes Highway 23 from near Booker, or Highway 15, Highway 23, just east of Booker to near Derazit. Circulation is just north. There you go, of Highway 15 near Viewpoint Road. So Highway 15, Highway 23 at Viewpoint Road, County Road 6, and Highway 15 and 23. That's going to be a few miles east of Booker, west of Derazit, moving southeast at about 20 miles an hour. So that is a tornado warning now until 9 p.m. If you're in a sturdy site built structure, you need to take your tornado safety precautions. Best place to be is in a cellar, below ground, or a storm shelter. Otherwise, lowest floor, center room, well from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes and a helmet, good idea. Don't want anyone traveling out here right now unless you want to get hit by a tornado and or make your car look like you got hit by a golf ball. And look, I'll be honest, I am still pretty curious of what this look-alike circulation out here is on County Road 21, 2 miles north of Highway 15/23 near Follett. If I'm just hoping that's the radar being a derp out here, but if it is not, then there probably was a bit of a circulation there. Based on the data I'm looking at, it is probably a derp, but you know what? Maybe not. So when you start dealing with a lot of weird mesoscale, very localized atmospheric issues out here, a lot of storms interacting with each other, bumping into each other, and that can cause some interesting things to happen. So right now we have 3 tornado warnings in early September, because why the heck not? Tornado warning number 1 expires at 8:30 p.m. at 4 minutes for northeastern Lipscomb County and the Panhandle. Tornado warning number 2 was just issued east of Booker, west of Derazit, crossing Highway 15/23 about 5 miles east of Booker. That's moving southeast at 20 miles an hour, generally towards the community of Lipscomb, though it is still 17 miles northwest of Lipscomb, moving southeast at 20, so you got some time. Tornado warning number 3 is in far southern Oldtree County, and that is a circulation about 12 to 13 miles southwest of Wolf Creek Park, 19 miles south of Perryton. That storm is moving towards northeastern Roberts County. Took another south jog, which, if that keeps going, is going to keep the hail west of Canadian, which will probably be what happens now. You're still getting rain and lightning bolts in Canadian. We know that this storm is shooting cloud-to-ground lightning now all the way down southeast of Highway 60. Miami, you're getting lightning down here. So again, We're probably getting some wildfires getting going down here near Miami, southwest of Canadian, because we're getting lightning strikes all the way down here. So be mindful of that. New severe thunderstorm warning coming out. I assume that's going to replace the tornado warning in northeastern Lipscomb County. No, it's just an extension of the warning down here through parts of Roberts and Hemphill County. So let's take a look at that. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30 p.m. Central Time for the potential of golf ball to hen egg size hail, wind gust over 70 miles per hour. Storm is 9 miles south of Wolf Creek Park, 21 miles northwest of Canadian, moving south at 20. The potential for golf ball to 2-inch diameter size hail and damaging straight line winds. And we, again, know this thing's shooting lightning like the Dickens out here all the way down to near Highway 60. So we probably have quite a bit of a issue with grass fires being grass fire ignited. Grass fires, I should say. I'll add lightning on here real quick. I usually have to take it off within like 5 minutes because usually it makes things a little messy on here. But for the sake of the story, I'll go ahead and add it. No, you don't get to see my lightning link. Sorry. So there you go. You can see we've got, lightning strikes all the way down here. Whoa! Mamma mia! Here we go again. You can see all these bolts down here. We got lightning strikes. So be mindful that we probably have some fires going now down there, and they're going to be driven by the wind, outflow wind from this storm. Now, hopefully, when the storm gets there in the next 30 minutes, it'll just put any fires out with heavy rain, and then we'll have an issue with flash flooding. But back up here in the northeastern panhandle, again, we have a tornado warning for the storm on Highway 23/15, just west of Derazete, about 5 miles east of Booker. Circulation not as easy to see now on radar, but we're also looking at about 13,000 feet above ground level. Which it'll show here again eventually, but about 11,000, 12,000 feet above ground level. So we're not looking the super duper low levels here. We are looking at the mid levels. All right, Follett, you're probably getting hail now. Quite a bit of hail showing up with that. A lot of cloud to ground lightning. That tornado warning for the Follett area expires in a minute. I do not expect it's going to be reissued. So, lot of nonsense ongoing right now with what will be 2 tornado warnings and a partridge and a severe thunderstorm warning for good measure. So, I'm going to drink some water to stay hydrated. I'll go ahead and turn a loop on here. Just show you the loop over the last 30 minutes. And again, you can see Storm 1 out in southern Old Tree County. They have canceled the tornado warning. The tornado warning for southern Old Tree County is gone because it expired at 8:30. The tornado warning for northeastern Lipscomb County expired at 8:30. We are now left with a single tornado warning for a storm just west of Derazete, east of Booker, moving southeast of 25. That does not mean these other storms are not severe. They are producing a lot of hail, a lot of damaging winds. And notice, look, folks, we got lightning all the way down here, like 25 miles southeast of this storm, west of Canadian. This thing is probably starting fires down here near Miami, Highway 60, west of Highway 83. We probably got some wildfires starting down here in the canyons. Hopefully we get some rain down there to just put them out. If not, well, Firefighters are going to be chasing hotspots most of the night, unfortunately, and starts. Oh, good gravy, sweet Mary. So that is what we have going on. Canadian, looks like the worst of this storm is going to stay west of you now because it turned south. Now, the consequence of that is Miami, Highway 60. Y'all may have an issue here soon with this storm. It's certainly possible it's going to re-intensify again and put a new tornado warning out, or require one. But for now, northeastern Roberts County, you're getting pelted with lightning. Western Hemphill County, you're getting pelted with lightning. Canadian, it's raining. You've got lightning west of town. But the good news is Canadian, the hail threat from this will stay to your west. It looks like this storm actually almost looks like it's moving right down Highway 70. It's starting to almost move south-southwest, which would be a problem for Pampa down the road. We've got a new tornado warning coming out. Stand by. It's probably going to be for this storm just to give me a headache. We'll see. But that's coming out now. No, it is actually for northeastern parts of Lipscomb County. So this is going to be a tornado warning now. This is going to include Highway 60, Highway 213. This includes Follett. This includes Higgins. Eastern Lipscomb County now, a tornado warning. At 8:31 p.m., a severe storm capable of producing a tornado was located over Follett, 13 miles northeast of Lipscomb, moving south at 30. So those of you in Higgins and Follett, and Magoon, you are now under a tornado warning until 9:15 p.m. Central Time. So that's 2 tornado warnings for Lipscomb County. 1 tornado warning just southwest of Derazete, and 1 tornado warning near Follett, both moving south at about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So had someone say they wish we'd give a zip code with these notices. Well, folks, we live in a state with 254 counties, and I'm afraid that I don't have a book in front of me that allows me to give a zip code out for every warning. That's about all I'm going to say about that. So, sometimes you just got to look at a map. Open your phone. It'll even look at the map for you, especially in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. So, we're going to I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to take about a 3-minute break. I'm going to drink some caffeine. Again, tornado warning, eastern Lipscomb County near Follett, moving down towards Higgins. Includes Highway 213, includes Highway 60. Second warning, southwest of Derazete. That storm looks like it's weakening pretty quickly now, which is good. We'll have to watch it. And we're keeping an eye on this storm that is at this point now about 13 to 15 miles west of Canadian, moving south towards Miami, Mendota, and Highway 60. So we're going to be back here at 8:40 with continuing severe weather coverage as we track nasty-looking storms here in the panhandle of Texas. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm back with live severe weather coverage. My name is David Reimer. I'm Baldy-in-Chief here at the Texas Storm Chasers. We're monitoring a few different dangerous storms this evening moving across the northeastern Texas panhandle. This activity is moving southeast. We've got one storm that is now about, really probably only 2 to 3 miles southeast of Follett, Texas. That's moving southeast, or look, it's not even moving southeast. At this point, it's moving almost southwest. We'll just say due south for simplicity's sake. They say it about 30. So that is going to be bringing it closer to Higgins, probably by about 9:10 to 9:15 p.m. We have a severe thunderstorm that is in progress now. Well, first off, that tornado warning near Deseret, that's been canceled. So we have one tornado warning. Nasty severe storm, probably the most intense storm we're looking at right now, if I'm being honest, is located here in northern Roberts County. This is a good, 10 to 20 miles west of Canadian, about 17 miles northwest of Mendota, about 20 miles north of Miami, or about 28 miles northeast of Pampa. This is moving off to the southeast at about, or south, I should say, at about, they're saying 20 miles an hour. Now, this storm is probably trying to spin itself up again. We're going to have to watch that carefully, but regardless, it has big hail, big wind, and it has quite a bit of cloud to ground lightning with it, all the way down almost to Highway 152 at this point between Pampa and Wheeler. So a lot of cloud to ground lightning. We note a couple showers going up in Pampa. So y'all getting some sprinkles. Now, the good news is, in terms of widespread severe weather, we're not dealing with that. We've got storms up in the northeastern panhandle, and that's it. I think Amarillo's probably fine. We know, there's some showers going up across. Well, those aren't showers, those are birds. Huh, that's actually pretty cool. Those are, I think those are birds. I'm not sure, if I'm being honest. You see all these blips. If it was down the hill country, I'd say bats. I'm not sure what this is. Let me look. I'm going to look at a product on here. No, that's not precipitation. That is all biological. Looking at a product here, which isn't going to help y'all. Yeah, it's biological. That is so cool. Anyway, now that I've nerded out for no reason. You see how if I pull this up on, this is called differential reflectivity. It's a product I don't show y'all very often. It's able to tell, biological, hailstones, giant hail, heavy rain, light rain, or small raindrops, big raindrops. You can see the stuff up here. Up here near Canadian, a lot of blues, greens, reds, precipitation. Down here, it's whites. That's all biological. That is really cool. Anyway, enough of that. Back to the real-time radar up here. So again, the main issue is going to be the northeastern panhandle with hail, wind. I mean, the tornado threat's not zero, and a lot of cloud to ground lightning with the potential of quite a bit of heavy rain with this as well. Yeah, it might be the sandhill cranes. So the good news is, not heard any big time reports of damage this evening. We've had hail. We did have a report, a confirmed report of a tornado south of Perryton around 7:05 p.m. Not heard of damage. I've not seen anything that would suggest damage, but that's not to say there's not any. We had up to softball size hail earlier. Have not seen any reports like that in a while, which is good, but most of these storms have also been pretty rural. So we have one tornado warning now, and if you're in Follett, you're clear. This circulation is moving south, and it would be about 4 miles southeast of Follett now. I'll zoom in on it. And again, this is the which way the wind is blowing mode, and you can see that circulation there moving south, generally away from Follett. Now, a disadvantage of what we're doing here is we're looking at about 13,000 feet above ground level, so we're not getting a great view. But at least it's weakening. All right, we've got a new tornado warning coming out for Roberts County. So if I'm correct, it's the western storm. All right, so let's go back to the how hard it's raining mode. This is going to be a new tornado warning now. This is going to be for very rural portions of Roberts County. It's going to be until 9:30 p.m. A severe storm capable of producing a tornado 18 miles southwest of Wolf Creek Park, 20 miles north of Miami, moving south at 10 miles an hour. This storm is over rural parts of Roberts County. And again, this is really rural out here. I don't know if anyone's even on these roads at this time of night or if this is all just, agricultural interest, but I'll try to get some labels on here. At least let y'all know what's going on out here. But Payne Ranch Road. And this is just that's about all I'm getting out here with this. So again, the Payne Ranch Road, just east of Highway 70, Roberts County. This is east of 70, at least for the most part. I mean, it's close, but the strongest circulation out here is east of 70 by probably 2 to 3 miles. And again, this is really out there. We're looking at the which way the wind's blowing mode. Wind's moving away from the radar around 8 to 10,000 feet, probably about 50 miles an hour. Wind's moving towards the radar, probably about 30 to 50 as well. So this is, again, a tornado warning until 9:30 p.m. for central Roberts County in the Panhandle. Back over to the how hard it's raining. We've got a storm with lightning now just east of Pampa. You can see our lightning detector here, which, I mean, we've had for years. I just don't usually turn it on because Mama Nature's temper tantrums usually get hidden by it. So, again, if you're east of Pampa, you're getting a lightning show now. And if you're looking northeast of Pampa, you're getting one heck of a lightning show. Miami to Mendota are trying to get struck by lightning. It's not even raining, which isn't great since that tends to result in fires. So we've got activity moving off to the south-southeast. The potential for a brief tornado, large hail, and damaging straight-line winds. This storm that is now southeast of Follett by probably 5 to 6 miles Look, I'll be honest, we just don't have a good look at it from the radar. I can turn on how high we're looking here, and we are looking 13,000 feet above sea level. The which way the wind's blowing mode, not too impressive right now, but again, 13,000 feet above sea level means we're just not getting a good look at the low levels of the storm. Ingredients out here are not super favorable for tornadoes tonight. I mean, clearly we're able to get a tornado or two, but we're not dealing with a situation where I think every little updraft is going to be dropping tornadoes left and right. But again, Weather Service has a tornado warning out here for eastern, northeastern Lipscomb County until probably the crack of dawn. Not really, but we'll click on this, and it runs through 9:15 Central. On present course and speed, I'll just go ahead and click this. This thing would be getting near Higgins around 9:40 p.m. Central. Hopefully, if it keeps looking like it does, we won't have a tornado warning going all that much longer with it. But still, large hail damaging winds with that. And yes, a tornado warning continues with that storm. Now, with this thunderstorm north of Miami, this one's definitely more intense, more organized. You can see this one's actually got a pretty good little inflow notch with it. I'll go ahead and start drawing on here because I like drawing. There's your area of inflow right there. That's your inflow notch. Taking a different look, you can see there's your rear flank downdraft, your hook echo there. Over on the which way the wind's blowing mode, and you can see we definitely have a pretty good area of rotation here with this thunderstorm. So even though I'm saying conditions aren't super favorable for tornadoes, we most definitely are dealing with a situation where, you know, we've got winds moving towards the radar in Amarillo, about 55, 60 miles an hour. We got winds moving away probably at about 30 to 40, but it's 50, so about 100 mile an hour area of rotation in the mid-levels of the storm. And unlike areas farther northeast, this one, we're looking at about 5,500 feet. So, I mean, that's still not super low level, but it's sure a heck of a lot better than 13,000 feet. So this storm is moving south at about, well, they say 10 miles an hour. I don't know if it's actually that slow. What was that? Maybe it is. But again, this is over rural Roberts County. So if you're north of Miami, it's your problem. But for everyone else right now, tornado warning up in Lipscomb County has been canceled. So Follett to Higgins, you're clear from a tornado warning. We still have a severe storm out here capable of producing a tornado. But again, this one near Miami, moving down towards Miami, is moving only at about 10 to 15, and even at present course, that means it would not be moving into Miami until after 10 p.m. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here at 9 p.m. with your next Texas Severe Weather Update, and we'll be here as long as we have tornado warnings or dangerous storms. So we'll be back here at 9 p.m. with continuing severe weather coverage. And again, we have nothing else going on right now in the state of Texas in terms of severe weather, nor do we expect any. We've got a quick little storm going up east of Pampa, but then those of you in Pampa, well, need to watch this storm north of Miami anyway. It may try to be a bit close to town. Otherwise, you know, it's quiet. Dalhart, Dumas, Amarillo, not anything going on, and, you know, with some luck, I think y'all will probably not have anything going on. So we'll keep an eye on things. We'll be back here at 9 p.m. with your next Texas Severe Weather Update. Good evening. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. 9 p.m., 8th of September, 2025. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, along with large hail up to the size of golf balls and damaging wind gusts. Now located about 23 miles northeast of Pampa, 13 miles north-northwest of Miami, 18 miles west of Canadian, 32 miles south of Perryton. This storm's moving south at about 25 miles per hour. So again, about 50 miles northwest Miami, moving south at 25. So we'll probably see a new severe weather warning issued for the Miami area soon. What that ends up being, we'll have to see. You can see we've got a storm that just went up east of Pampa. It's not severe. It's just dropping some heavy rain there on 273 and on 152. And that thunderstorm activity, that storm's moving east. This other activity up here in Roberts County, a lot of precipitation, hail right now over northeastern Roberts County. That's moving south-southeast about 25 towards Codman and Miami. So those of you on Highway 60, it's not going to be a good place to be soon from near the Highway 152 split all the way up to Miami. The potential for large hail, damaging winds, flooding rainfall, cloud to ground lightning out the wazoo, and maybe even a quick tornado. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, we have, storm north of Higgins, southeast of Follett, with maybe some quarter-size hail, 1 inch in diameter. That's weakened. We have other thunderstorms up here with maybe a bit of hail, lightning strong winds, but this is the only storm now in the country of the United States of America with a tornado warning. And that activity is going to be moving southeast. So those of you in Miami, northeast of Pampa, heads up, we're probably going to have an issue here with flooding on 60, hail, high winds, and heavy rain over the next few hours. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to zoom out to the Panhandle, Oklahoma. We're going to turn all this off. I want to take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model going into the night, just to see what we're going to have happen here. I'm going to clear everything off the screen. Pop this up to what this looks like at 9 p.m. and you can see it's not doing too bad. The stuff near Canadian's a little overdone, but in terms of model data, that's really not all that bad. I'm going to run this from 10 p.m. through about, I'll just do 5 a.m. Central. I'm going to let this play several times. Again, you can see we may have some storms actually approach the northern panhandle from Colorado and the Oklahoma panhandle early tomorrow morning at like 3 to 5 a.m. But otherwise, the ongoing storms we have should be weakening by about midnight. We could still have some activity approaching Shamrock around midnight with hail and strong winds, but the clear and present indication is, Amarillo, you're probably fine for the night. Same for Dumas, Lubbock, etc. Now, I can zoom out here and show you the rest of Texas. It's going to be quiet. You can see we're outside of a couple of storms down in deep South Texas, the lower Texas Gulf Coast, and that is more summertime activity. That and anything organized that's going to be dropping baseball-size hail or tornadoes. You can see the rest of the state's going to be calm overnight. So we're just dealing with some of this nonsense ongoing right now up in the Panhandle. I'll go ahead and show you what we have right now from the National Weather Service. Little teeny tiny itsy bitsy yellow polka dot tornado warning. That's anything but yellow. It's actually red. So there you go. I'll read the warning. They say tennis ball size hail possible. Again, very rural area out here. Possibility of tennis ball size hail in a tornado 14 miles northwest of Miami, moving southeast at 10 miles per hour. Tennis ball size hail, 2.5 inches in diameter, and the potential for heavy rain and dangerous cloud to ground lightning. So, what we'll do is we're going to take about a 10-minute break here. Again, this tornado warning is in the middle of the canyon right now. And I do want to see what they're going to do as they extend this. We're going to get a tornado warning down towards Cobman or Miami, or severe storm warning. So tentatively, next update at 9:15 p.m. Central. I would not be surprised if we're back here before then, though. So we'll let you listen to music, and we'll be back here with our next severe weather update by, at the latest, 9:15 p.m., perhaps sooner than that. right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Back at it now, 9:12 p.m. Central Time. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is going to go downstream of the tornado warning from Roberts County. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that includes portions of northern Gray County, northwestern Wheeler County, western Hemphill County, southeastern Roberts County. At 9:11 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing tennis ball size hail and damaging wind gusts over 70 miles an hour was moving south. This storm's moving towards Miami, Codman, and Laura. It's going to be impacting Highway 60 from near the 152 split off east of Pampa all the way to near Highway 83. So 60 is not the place to be over the next hour, with this nasty storm moving on to the south at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Again, potential for large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, quite a bit of cloudy ground, lightning with this nasty severe thunderstorm. We'll be keeping a close eye on things here at the Texas Storm Chasers. We'll have our next update here at 9:20 p.m. Central Time. Sooner, if necessary. right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to it. We now have a new tornado warning. This is going to be a tornado warning that does include the community of Miami. This includes Highway 60. This includes Codman. It's going to be a tornado warning now that does include Miami, Codman, Highway 60 around those communities. So this is a tornado warning through 10 p.m. We're gonna go ahead and need those of you in Miami and Codman, northeast of Pampa, southwest of Mendota. Take your tornado safety precautions. That'll be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes and a helmet, not a bad idea. We don't want anyone out here on 60 right now, northeast of Pampa or southwest of Canadian, as we deal with this nasty thunderstorm that continues to move southeast with tennis ball size hail and the possibility of a spin-up tornado. So those of you in Miami and Codman, please take your tornado safety precautions. And you need to go ahead and enact your tornado safety plan. Best place to be is going to be a storm cellar ground or a storm shelter or a basement, but seeing as most folks don't have that, that's okie dokie. We'll go ahead and keep things going by saying lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, or any sturdy site-built structure. We don't want anybody riding this thing out in a mobile home. We don't want folks trying to go out and look at this thing. If we do have any, sort of spinny doom out here, it is most likely wrapped in very heavy rain and hail. Again, there is definitely a rotational signature up here with this thunderstorm as it moves off to the southeast towards Codman and Miami. It may end up being where Miami gets more of the hail and heavy rain, while Codman, which is down here closer to the bottom side of this polygon, ends up with the rotation. We got some storms popping up, moving into Pampa from the west-southwest with lightning, some brief heavy rain, small hail. But the way this looks, this should remain northeast of the city of Pampa, as in this being the nasty severe storm capable of producing tennis ball size hail, a tornado, and very heavy rain. So again, tennis ball size hail, winds of 70. And nasty straight line winds. All right. All right. So again, those of you in Miami to Codman up here in southern part of Roberts County, please take your tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And we'll get through this without too much hubbub, hopefully. So Canadian, it's raining. You're fine. We've got Higgins. Y'all are about to probably get maybe some quarter-size hail, strong winds, heavy rain, potential for flash flooding with that. Looks like they've let the severe warning go. It's not on my screen anymore. I see it's on this one, but looks like it's off my other one, so I'm going to assume yeah, maybe still some quarter-size hail, an inch in diameter with that, strong winds, but by far the strongest storm we're dealing with is this one, approaching Miami and Codman, northeast of Pampa. If this storm can keep going, and it probably will for a while, those of you in Laketon, Heaton, west of Mobeti, or Mobiti, whichever floats your boat, could be undergone from this with some heavy rain and lightning, strong winds and hail. And you're still, you're getting some heavy rain right now, but, well, there'll be more of it coming on in from the north. So, those of you in Codman and Miami, again, at this point, let's just go ahead and Now, zoom in on here. I'll do some mock as, let's see, the area of rotation right now, the strongest is about 7 miles northwest of Miami. And on Codman, that's about 6 miles north of Codman there on the map. Moving south at about 25 miles per hour. So go ahead and take your severe weather precautions. You can see the latest scan just came in there. A little bit more of a hook echo signature showing up. It'll be interesting to see if that translates into the velocity data. If it does, what that is going to mean for that. You can see, you looking at the which way the wind's blowing mode. I'll go ahead and use my super duper magic marker here. It's going to be, make sure, it's going to be winds moving up into the storm here in the reds. Winds moving out of the storm here in greens. There you go. It's going to be, or in this case, whoop, like that, whoop, like that. Your area of rotation, latest scan just came in. You can see that there. And again, we've got winds moving towards the radar about 35 to 40. Winds moving away at about 30. So about 70 mile an hour shear here in this mesocyclone. As we take a look around 4,500 to about 5,000 feet above ground level. So it's definitely spinning, but all supercells do. We have no recent reports of tornadoes. The last report we had was over 2 hours ago at this point, just south of Perryton with this storm, when it was up in Perryton, and it's just now getting down to Highway 60 because it's been moving 20 miles an hour. But again, those of you in Codman to Miami, this will be approaching you in the next 20 to 30 minutes, so please be in a safe place. And we'd advise no travel here on Highway 60. You can see the latest radar scan coming in. We've got heavy rain and hail now falling on Highway 60 near Miami, southwest of Mendota, northeast of the 152 split off, northeast of Pampa. I can put a radar loop-de-loop back on. You can see this storm's making steady progress to the southeast, about 25 miles an hour. You can see it actually just ate one of these little showered storms back here on the back end, which usually is an indicator of a very intense supercell and can also sometimes jumpstart the tornado genesis process, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But again, ingredients are not super duper favorable for, tornadoes tonight. I mean, the risk is not zero, but it's not super duper high either. So hopefully we can, get away without any additional mischief with this. But we'll see. I mean, clearly the potential is there. That's why we have a tornado warning in effect until 10 p.m. for southeastern Roberts County, including Miami, Codman, Highway 60. So at this point, we'd say no travel north of the 152 split-off near Heaton, or going southwest of Mendota, or if you'd like a more specific term, about 8 miles west of the 8360 split on the east side. So Miami, tornado warning. Codman, tornado warning. Southern Roberts County, tornado warning. It's dark out here, so we don't have, a lot of reports from this. We don't have a lot to talk about, which is good in the sense, well, if we had a lot to talk about, that's not great for folks, because that means stuff is being confirmed happening. You can see around the Higgins area, we've got that storm. That warning's technically gone near Higgins, but we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Booker, Huntoon, and Twitchell, Twitchell on Highway 15/23. That storm has the potential now of producing 60 mile an hour winds and 1.25 inch diameter size hail. And all that's moving southeast. And based on what data's shown, we're probably going to have storms going for another 4 hours or so, 12 to 2 a.m. Here in the eastern panhandle on the Highway 83 corridor, all the way up from near Perryton and the Oklahoma line, all the way down to probably eventually Shamrock and I-40, as this activity continues to propagate off to the southeast. So, reason we're here live still, and I'm not, asleep in my comfy little hotel bed here in Huntsville, Alabama at the National Weather Association conference is because we have a severe storm capable of producing a tornado coming up on Codman and Miami. The circulation is now about 3 miles north of Codman, or about 6.5 to 7 miles west northwest of Miami. Codman is right. Oh, you get the yawns. Sorry. Oh, I spit all over my laptop. Rip me. There's Codman Lane, so I mean, close enough, right? We shall see. But again, that's coming right down towards the community of Codman. Miami, you're getting the hail. Probably some good wind, too, and heavy rain. This storm's moving south at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So let's zoom out, and I'll show you the rest of the panhandle. Again, it's quiet. Rest of the panhandle. Outside the northeastern panhandle, it's quiet. Nothing going on in Amarillo. Don't expect anything. Plainview, Lubbock, I-27. Quiet night ahead. 287 at this point. It's going to be quiet probably for a while. We may have some storms around, 2 to 5 a.m. Central try to move in from near Boise City, Oklahoma. You'd see some of those showers already starting to fire up northwest of Clayton there on 87. And that activity will continue into the night. But all this stuff out here in the eastern panhandle, northeastern panhandle at least, is moving southeast about 25. And you can see we've got some new development. Booker, east of Perryton, those are hailers. Not really too worried about tornadoes with those overnight. And some winds and heavy rain, of course, dangerous cloud to ground lightning. So I take a look at some things. And again, if you want to keep track of these storms, or really any activity across the United States, you can do it with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, where you download apps for your device. And of course, you can visit us on the web, texasstormchasers.com/radar. We're also live streaming on the Facebag, the Twitch, the YouTubes, X, our website, our mobile app, etc. So again, we do have a area of rotation, strong to severe storm with hail, maybe up to the size of ping pong balls, damaging winds, a lot of lightning, coming in down into the Codman and Miami area here in southeastern Roberts County, about to move into portions of northern and northeastern Gray County. See that storm track still moving almost due south, which means, yeah, in an hour, if this thing's still going, it could be past him, Heaton, Laketon, even LaFours here in Gray County. Now, I'm hoping the rotational aspect will at least calm down so we can get rid of that. I do expect this thing will remain a severe storm for probably at least another hour, maybe longer, as it moves down towards I-40. And we do have a couple showers and storms here from Pampa to LaFours on 273, and then a storm here on 152 near Lake Ron, moving towards Mobetti. That activity not severe, just some decent cloud to ground lightning, heavy rain with that. So, as we continue to monitor thunderstorms, the good news is a vast majority of the state of Texas will remain far less active overnight into Tuesday, which is good. We don't need any sort of nonsense with that. Storm now about 6 miles west of Miami, about really only 2 miles north of Codman. Or for those of you in the great city of Pampa, we're talking about 11 to 12 miles of Pampa. The storm's moving south about 25 miles an hour. Could have quarter to ping pong ball size hail. Localized damaging straight line winds over 60 miles per hour. Very heavy rain. And yeah, even a brief tornado can't be ruled out. That's why we have a tornado warning in effect for southern Roberts County until 10 p.m. Central Time. Zoom back in, let y'all see. Again, we have no ground reports at this point, which is good. I think it's pouring in storm Miami. I'll show you which way the wind's blowing mode here. Again, you can see we definitely have rotation with this storm, but it is a supercell. All supercells rotate aloft. That's what they are by definition, a rotating thunderstorm. But, you know, a good 9 out of 10 of these things don't drop tornadoes. It's nighttime, which makes chasing very dangerous. You have to look for any areas of rotation highlighted by lightning. And, of course, also dealing with hail, wind, rain, etc. So you can see this storm is definitely moving more south towards Hedon, Codman, Miami. I don't think you're going to have an issue with tornado. I think you've got hail and rain right now and probably some strong winds, and you're probably getting, you know, electrocuted at this point by all the cloud-to-ground lightning. Canadian, you're not dealing with this storm. We do note, taking a look at the how hard it's raining mode, well-defined hook signature, well-defined supercell with that. Now, back up here on Highway 60, Higgins, you've got a new updraft that's gone up. This storm went from 0 to ouchie, 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 ooh, real quick here. We went from nothing to big, big hail, could be golf balls at least. About to cross Highway 60 from the Oklahoma-Texas state line all the way down through parts of southeastern Lipscomb County. Could be tennis ball size hail with this now. We went from nothing to tennis balls real quick. And this storm's moving southeast over 60 from near Coburn up to Higgins. After it gets through 60, it'll eventually move down to 33 on the Texas-Oklahoma state line. We'll have to keep an eye on these storms farther west as well. Definitely some hail. Booker, you're about to get in some hail. The potential for hail as well, moving into western Lipscomb County with these little bands of storms that just keep redeveloping. And then you've got your big, bad, very mad, I'm a monster supercell here in far southern parts of Roberts County, moving south at about 25 to 30 miles an hour towards Codman, Heaton, Laketon, and eventually it may make it to LaFours and Allen Reed and McLean in the next 60 to 90 minutes. So that's what we got going on right now. We're going to keep a close eye on things. I'm going to take a quick couple-minute break. We'll be back here at about 9:40 with continuing severe weather coverage on the Texas Storm Chasers. All right, we're back with continuing severe weather coverage here at the Texas Storm Chasers, 9:41 p.m. Central Time on the 8th of September, 2025. This thing looks pretty nasty, that's for sure. That inflow notch becoming more defined here, very near the community of Codman, west of Miami. Miami, you're not at risk from this tornado. You are getting hail, you're getting wind, you're getting rain. If anything, this thing's kind of building more west. This thing's probably not going to pass all that far east of Pampa at this point, like 5 miles. So east sides of Pampa, you're going to be a little close to this thing. It should still pass east of town, but as it continues moving to the south, maybe south-southwest a little, honestly, threat for damaging winds, could be up to tennis ball size hail. And yes, there's technically a tornado warning in effect for southern Roberts County for another 18 minutes. We'll see what the Weather Service decides to do, if they're going to extend the tornado warning downstream into parts of Gray County, or if they are going to let it ride with a severe thunderstorm warning. It's definitely rotating very hard aloft, a lot of rotation noted, but if that rotation stays aloft versus the low levels, that's perfectly fine. It just indicates a very intense storm. You can see the hail cores coming up. Hail indications increasing with this thing. A lot of hail noted aloft, and the threat for big hail, baseballs perhaps, increasing, along with damaging winds over 60 miles per hour, 70 miles an hour. So, we'll just have to wait and see. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait and see and keep a very close eye on this thing. I'm going to plug in my phone. Boy, that thing is doing a wonky little thing with that hook echo, isn't it? Notice how that hook has become more and more pronounced as we zoom in. Not that far. Riding right down Codman Lane. This thing's about to cross over Highway 60. Well-defined inflow notch now with this. Pretty strong area of rotation, so we'll probably see them extend this tornado warning down into Gray County as this storm continues moving south at about 25 miles an hour. The potential for 70-mile-an-hour winds, tennis ball size hail, and of a tornado. We know, don't bother trying to go out and look for this thing. It's if there's anything there, is likely really wrapped in rain, and you'd have to be trying to nudge in between the hail core and that big nasty rear flank downdraft, which is probably also hail loaded. Dangerous thing to do during the day, a very dangerous thing to do at 9:45 p.m. at night. So I would definitely not recommend it. And, well, that's why our chasers are not doing it, because safety first. Don't be a dum-dum. So, Codman, Miami, down Highway 60 to the 152 split, would not recommend at this point. Y'all be out there traveling. Let's see. So Pampa, this is probably going to pass a few miles to your east, thankfully, but it's going to be close. Then this is moving probably towards LaForce at this point. It's almost moving south-southwest. It's not due south. It's definitely not southeast. I think there's a little west trajectory here. So as that continues, we are anticipating those of you in LaForce down here on Highway 273 are going to have a problem with this thing probably by 10:30 p.m. If not a little sooner than that. So heads up LaForce 273. You're going to have a problem with this. Those of you from Pampa down to I-40 and McLean on 273 probably don't want to be traveling on 273 here pretty soon. Flash flood, big hail likely, strong winds, cloud to ground lightning, and yeah, maybe even a tornado. Otherwise, as we look farther to the northeast, we do have thunderstorms producing hail. Higgins, you can see that storm's taking on more of a supercellular look. A bit of rotation in the mid-levels, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. Could be up to 2-inch diameter size hail with this from near Coburn up Highway 60 to Higgins. Moving southeast pretty quickly, about 25 to 30 miles an hour. And then we've got storms, western parts of Lipscomb County, northeastern parts of Moultrie counties. So there could be some hail with that. But by far the most intense storm is this storm passing southwest of Miami, northeast of Pampa, barely passing east of Pampa, moving down towards Heaton, LaForce, and then eventually, I mean, if it keeps going the way it's going, it's moving right towards Jericho and Allen Reed on I-40 by 11 p.m. or 11:30 at the latest down there on I-40. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll be back here in just a few minutes, 9:52 p.m., with your next Texas Severe Weather Update. Sooner, if necessary. All right, well, so much for that break. We have a new tornado warning now. This is going to extend it down into parts of Gray County. This tornado warning does include the community of LaForce, Heaton, Laketon, Hoover, and Codman. So again, this is a tornado warning now until probably 10:30 p.m. for northwestern Gray and southern Roberts County in the panhandle of Texas. At 9:47 p.m., a severe storm capable of producing a tornado was located over Codman, or 7 miles southwest of Miami, moving south at 15 miles an hour. This storm is capable of producing a tornado and baseball to softball size hail. Those of you in LaForce, Codman, you are in a tornado warning. You need to take your tornado safety precautions. That's going to be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes and a helmet, you got them handy. Mobile home, travel trailer, it's not a good place to be. Don't want to be driving down this either. This activity continues to move south at about, they're saying 15. I think it's a little faster than that. You're just going to have to wait and see. So LaForce, areas just east of Pampa, up to Heaton, Laketon, Codman, tornado warning. Take your tornado safety precautions, lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Something I'm seeing here on a different radar source, I'm starting to see what looks like an outflow boundary being pushed south by this storm. What that might do is indicate maybe this thing's a little undercut, which could slightly reduce the threat of a tornado, but also increase the threat of very strong, hurricane force straight line winds with this thing. So it's darned if you do, darned if you don't. You're darned if you get a tornado. You're darned if you don't get a tornado, but still get, 90-mile-an-hour straight line winds. So still, Hodman, Heaton, Laketon to LaFours, a tornado warning is in effect for your area until 10:30 p.m. this evening. Please take your tornado safety precautions. The lowest floor. Send a room away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, let's take a look up here. Highway 60 from near Coburn to Higgins, you've got a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 2-inch size diameter hail. It's larger than a golf ball. We've got severe storms out here on Highway 23 from Highway 83 up to Highway 15, Booker, down to areas just, northwest of Canadian, watching that storm that is heading your way from the northwest. It's still about 15 miles northwest of town. Could have some quarter to ping pong ball size hail with that. Down here, again, tornado warning continues. Southern Roberts and parts of Gray County. This storm will remain east of the city of Pampa, so that's why Pampa, we're not worried about you at this point. One heck of a lightning show off to the east of Pampa, though, so, if you're in Pampa and you want to go outside and look to the east, you might as well, but please remember, when thunder roars, you need to go indoors. If you're hearing thunder, you're close enough to be struck. So, I put it is, when thunder roars, get your keister indoors. Yes, sir, Bob. All right, so this thing remains quite intense looking as it continues to move south at about 15 miles per hour. So LaFours, Heaton, Laketon, Hoover, Codman, go ahead and take your tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Even if we don't have a tornado here, we have really big hail that could be being driven by strong straight line winds. So it would be a wise idea to be in a safe place, as you may still experience significant damage from wind driven hail, even if we don't have a tornado here. So be mindful of that and be in a safe place, accordingly. Definitely a lot of hail, a lot of wind, bunch of hoopla. With this nasty thunderstorm as it continues to move south at about 20 miles per hour. I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd see this many tornado warnings tonight. I thought maybe one or two. I didn't think we'd be doing this for 3 hours, but it is what it is. So, and that's all I can say about that. Clearly, I'm a tired boy, but we're still here and we're going to be with you for a while until this thing calms its happy self down and we can get on with the evening. All right. So, those of you in LaFours, tornado warning means you need to take your tornado safety precautions. Highway 273 from southeast of Pampa to McLean is not a good up road to be on for the next hour at least. Wouldn't want to be on 60 right now east of Pampa unless you like your vehicle looking like a golf ball. Heaton to Laketon, a bad place to be as well. So, Laketon, Heaton, LaFours, you know, it's time to go indoors and to take your tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Could have up to tennis ball size hail, baseball size hail, even about to fall on Highway 60 from near Heaton up through Codman, southwest of Miami. We've got a storm near Coburn, southeast of Highway 60 now, up here in Lipscomb County / Hemphill County. That storm's moving southeast towards Highway 33 in the Oklahoma-Texas state line. There could be some big hail with that. From near Booker to northwest of Canadian, a band of thunderstorms from northwest to southeast. That's moving southeast towards Canadian. That could have some quarter to maybe $half size hail, 1 to 1.25 inches in diameter. Otherwise, severe storm coming up on 60 now from near Miami to northeast of Pampa, moving south. About to cross over 60, Highway 152 near that intersection, and just east of there. Could have baseball size hail, winds of 70 plus miles an hour, maybe a spin up tornado. That'll then continue moving south and crossing Highway 273 near LaFours before continuing to probably cross Interstate 40 by 11:30 p.m. from anywhere near Jericho to Allen Reed to maybe even McAllen. Let's not go down to the Rio Grande Valley this evening. That's only a 700 to 800 mile jump. McLean to Allen Reed to Jericho with this nasty storm. Now, the good news is, in terms of rotation, I'm going to show you that. You know, I'll be honest, we're not seeing too much of it right now. This really looks like more of a wind maker to me. That's not to say there's not a tornado here. There's a tornado warning for a reason, but the rotation is not super duper, crazy here on the radar, but it's definitely indicative we could have wind-driven hail, a lot of strong straight-line winds, and of course, heavy rain and dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning. So we're going to keep watching this storm for sure. Oh, as I yawn. I need a glow-in-the-dark Oreo. That's concerning. Huh? Probably. Yeah. Want a cookie? Thank you. Go to bed. It's good for you. Or just jump on the couch behind me. Sorry, people of the world. Cookie time. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take like a 3-minute break. We'll be back here in 3 minutes. I'm going to eat my cookie, drink some caffeine. We'll continue on with severe weather coverage. So, BR, babe. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I have survived the Oreo apocalypse, known as two Oreos. I wish there were like 50, but alas, probably not good for my diet. Monitoring a severe thunderstorm capable of producing very large hail, damaging winds, and maybe a tornado. We're taking a look at the how hard it's raining mode. The storm's passing east of Pampa. Real quick, let me zoom out. Let me show you where we're looking. This is way northeast of Amarillo. We got flash flood warnings out the wazoo up in the northeastern Texas panhandle. It rained, it poured, the bar ditches are full, and the cow turds are probably floating across the road. We got severe thunderstorm warnings for storms with hail. Quarter to golf ball size hail, with the exception of the storm that is east of Pampa. That could have baseballs. This activity is probably going to continue another 2 to 3 hours, with the strongest storms producing hail, heavy rain, damaging winds. Now, let's take a look at this tornado warning storm passing east of Pampa, very near Heaton right now at the intersection of 60 and 152. Now, on the how hard it's raining mode, you can see this thing's got a hook. It looks scary, it looks mean, it looks like, well, that time your mama got mad at you for doing whatever you weren't supposed to and was threatening to whoop your behind. It looks pretty mean. Mama Nature's having a temper tantrum here, right? Well, we have more tools than just the how hard it's raining mode. We have the Doppler portion, the which way the wind's blowing mode. Yes, sirree, Bob. And here is what that shows. And guess what? It just doesn't really show much rotation. I mean, literally, the rotational element of this thunderstorm right now looks like a doggy doo-doo for Baldy-in-Chief metaphoric descriptions. Now, before you think that means you get to come out of your closet and be like, oh, Baldy said he can go to bed. No, sirree, Bob, I did not. Just because the radar doesn't show this thing having super strong rotation does not mean it's not dangerous. It's got a tornado warning for a reason. I don't know what the reason is explicitly at this very moment, but guess what? These things cycle, they pulse. Storms can intensify quickly. And guess what? This thing's probably thrown out golf ball size hail at least. We could have winds over 70 miles an hour. We could have golf ball size hail being thrown by winds 70 miles an hour, which guess what that does? That likes to break windows. That likes to make vehicles look like golf balls. That likes to break siding and just make one heck of a mess. So, we want folks to be in a safe place without any sort of an issue with that. So, even if we don't have a tornado here, we definitely have a storm capable of producing quite a bit of wind damage, large hail, etc. as we go, back to the 70s on this. So you can see I have finally broken the radar program, which means we reset the radar program. Y'all get to look at my super duper awesome blossom background here, and we get back to work. And hence, it's not the high-res rapid refresh model, but you know what? What a great idea, weather model program. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the HER. So we're going to pop some data on here. I'm going to press some buttons, and we'll get this thing going. We're going to take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model known as the HER. I'm putting some timestamps on here. You can see it loaded itself at 4 a.m. If I'm up at 4 a.m. Central, one of y'all are in trouble. Tornado warning has been canceled for this storm. No more tornado warning. So this is what the HER shows at 10 p.m. Now, clearly, it's about 30 miles too far east with this storm. It's a weather model. It's not going to be super duper perfect, so I'm okay with that. What I am going to do is I'm going to load this from 11 p.m., and I'm going to just load it through 5 a.m. And the reason is I don't want you to nitpick exactly where this has storms, but the key message here is it weakens the storms. So again, you can see this thing's got the storms going adios, au revoir, au revoir, bye-bye by about midnight to 1 a.m. So that is good. We are probably going to be downtrending here sooner rather than later. And then overnight tomorrow morning, we may have more storms coming into the panhandle from Kansas, Oklahoma, with gusty winds, heavy rain, lightning, maybe a bit of hail. Let's go back to the statewide view. You're going to look at satellite. We don't need satellite because it's the middle of the stinking evening. Even though it looks cool, most of y'all probably can't see that with the contrast. I can, but that's also because I have this thing put up on a, 60-inch 4K TV. Here is the radar over the last few hours. You can see we had a tornado reported south of Perryton around 7 p.m. this evening. Otherwise, have not had any issues or confirmed tornadoes, at least here in Texas. Besides that, we did up here near Laverne or north of Laverne, Oklahoma earlier. Now, again, tornado warning is gone. The tornado warning for Gray and Roberts County has been canceled, replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to forward everyone watching on YouTube to our 24/7 live. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, I guess it's called X now. I can't keep up. I'm old. You know, you want to watch our 24/7 live radar stream, weather stream, head over to texasstormchasers.com/live, or just search for Texas Storm Chasers Live on YouTube. But the link I just gave you, texasstormchasers.com/live, is the easiest way to do it. And, you know, if we have any significant mischief, we'll be back with more updates through the evening. But at this point, I am hoping that was the last tornado warning. For an evening, I expected I might have to do 1 or 2 brief video updates. Ended up being 3 hours of tornado coverage. So I'm glad that's over. Here's hoping it's over. Knock on wood. Rub your baldy leprechaun head. I don't know, but yes, sirree, bomb. That was one way to make a comeback after a few months of summer and not having to do tornado coverage. So thank you for watching this evening. Again, you can always get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, where you download apps to your device. And of course, you can find us on the web, texasstormchasers.com, and on various social media platforms under the same name. Y'all have an amazing evening. God bless. We'll be keeping an eye on things here with you.